I just want to get accustomed to this motorcycle. I don't know if you heard that, the sound that the engine makes when you open the throttle. It almost sounds like a car engine. I'm so used to the distinct Fat Boy thump. I'm getting all sorts of practice on this motorcycle. Okay, it's on cruise control now, cruising at 90, making me a little nervous. I feel like the motorcycle is taking me for a ride. If you're passionate about motorcycles and want to know what an R1250 GS feels like, especially to someone who's never ridden one before and who's only used to the more retro style of motorcycles like the Harley Davidson Fat Boys. Well, I'm having this vadai sambar after a fairly long time. And what I really like about the vadai sambar here are these. Good morning folks, welcome to a Sunday ride. A very different kind of a ride this is going to be, because I'm not on my Fat Boy, which is right here under covers. Instead, I'm going to be riding the R1250 GS, the BMW. My buddy Joe Etton's motorcycle. Get on the motorcycle. Very different front view with all this electronics. It's 8:12 in the morning. The motorcycle feels so smooth. I have to get used to all this electronics though. That is because with the Harley everything is very retro, very old school, especially my motorcycle, the Fat Boy. Whereas this one is all about technology, about electronics. Right, there's tech in the Fat Boy as well, but it's very old school in its tech and it works beautifully at that. So the plan today is to do a short ride. I just want to get accustomed to this motorcycle, and so just going to be doing a 100 odd kilometer ride, a very short ride with my buddy Bell, who's probably already waiting for me at our rendezvous point. So maybe go up till Shoolagiri, Chennai highway. Plenty of figuring out to do on this motorcycle. Bus guy has to be a genius to take that bus on this busy road in the facing direction of traffic. Oh well. One thing's for sure, the motorcycle feels very, very smooth. I need to figure out where's the trip meter. 12 kilometers per liter, 34.40. So I think it should be at 36.42. The front and rear tire. It's got all that you need. I can go 223 kilometers, probably fill some fuel today. Trip 1 is at 10,900. That's how much this motorcycle has done. And I've ridden 4 kilometers out of that, because all that I did was a short ride yesterday from the BMW showroom service center where I went to pick up this motorcycle. So if you haven't caught that, look up the previous vlog. In fact, I was totally impressed with the BMW service center. Fantastic. I mean, it just looks so good. I'm told it's the first one of its kind in the country. They have an eatery, a cafe, a workshop area that is so spick and span, that is so clean. You can see what's happening as a customer. If you want to look at a futuristic sort of a motorcycle dealership, definitely look up the BMW Motorrad dealership in Koramangala. Look them up. I was working till very, very late in the morning, early in the morning today, and Therefore this late ride. Ideal time to get out in summer is not later than 6:30. Anything more than that and you're really, you know, fighting the heat, it's no fun, especially on your way back. I'm on 4th gear. I need to get used to this. On a Fat Boy I used to sit low. It was a large machine itself. I think the Fat Boy weighs more than this, maybe about 100 kilos, but this one, because it's tall and it's got this huge tank, it looks like a beast to anybody on the outside. We seem to have hit a bit of a traffic spot right here. Good morning. Joe's motorcycle. So he asked me to keep it for a bit because he's not riding it. So you can make out the traffic build up when you begin late, and you can see it right here from the flyover. It's going to be a challenge trying to get into the motorcycle lane with all these cars and blocking. The challenge when you control a motorcycle, the skill is in controlling it when it is slow. Fast, the motorcycle in a manner of speaking controls itself because of the momentum. But when it's slow, that's really when you feel the more weight of the motorcycle. Although I must say, this does feel like a very balanced motorcycle, and low center of gravity with the boxer engine that you see sticking out on both sides. Okay, I'm going to stick behind. Well, the interesting thing about this motorcycle is all the modes that it has. So right now it's on road mode. There is dynamic, enduro, rain, and you can also set the suspension, the height of the suspension. It's all ride by wire, so just a few buttons here and you can set all of that. So the motorcycle can go up and down depending on the kind of cushioning that you want as you're riding. So certainly is a motorcycle that's loaded with all the bells and whistles that you can ask for in terms of electronics, in terms of technology. What's reassuring is at this height that I've set the motorcycle at, the suspension at, my feet, I'm able to flat foot, and that is something that I was nervous about, but because this is a tall motorcycle unlike the Fat Boy. Let me see if I can push it like I push my Fat Boy. Yeah, I can walk it. So today's ride is more about getting a hang, getting a sense of this 1250 GS. That's really what my endeavor is going to be. And because Bell is contemplating picking up a BMW, he's done a fair bit of research on the motorcycle, so I'm going to definitely be leaning onto him to educate me a bit more about this beast, this motorcycle. This motorcycle has too much electronics. So that's why I'm going to ride a little slow. So I'll ride behind you for the most part. We'll chat at Shoolagiri. The amazing thing also with this motorcycle, the brakes, is that when you engage the front brakes, it also engages the rear at the same time. So you typically don't really need to you know, get to the rear brakes at all, just the front. And also it has some sort of technology, I think Bell knows the terminology better, that prevents the motorcycle from taking a dive in the front when you engage the front brakes. Motorcyclists will know that when you use the front brakes, typically a motorcycle tends to dive, and if you're on a straight it's okay, but if you're on a curve etc and you have to brake suddenly, sometimes that may cause you to lose balance, because it works against the dynamic forces acting on the motorcycle at that point in time. And so this one has technology that prevents that front dive. Like I said, this is a motorcycle that is embellished with everything that you need, and that's why they call this a world tourer, right? So if you have a motorcycle like this, you can quite literally roam the world. What is he honking for? What is he honking for? Is something wrong with the motorcycle? Nope. He's just playing with his horn. You know, this reminds me of the carefree manner in which I would approach speed breakers on the Himalayan. You knew the motorcycle would never bottom out. And this, although it's on the lowest suspension setting, still is a lot taller. So no worries of it bottoming out. Usually my motorcycle gets recognized, the Fat Boy. This one nobody's got to know me. No, it's me riding this. Well, that's until they watch this vlog, and then perhaps the open road. Wow. I'm looking forward to the ride on the way back, because I think at that point the traffic won't be as much. What happened in front? Did somebody have a spill? Okay. Too much traffic. We'll talk a little ahead. I don't know if you heard that, the sound that the engine makes when you open the throttle, it almost sounds like a car engine. That's what this 1250 Boxer engine sounds like. I'm so used to the distinct Fat Boy thump. This one has no thump. So that's the one thing that I miss right away. And that thump also gives you a certain feedback in terms of its to the ears, and also the manner in which that motorcycle, you feel the motorcycle as you're sitting on it. Even out here you feel it, but it's a whisper as opposed to the Fat Boy, if you know what I mean. But I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I think the one thing that you will hear probably in this video is some wind noise as we pick up speed, because I can certainly feel the wind. Although I think my windshield is set to the highest level, I can feel it. I can feel the wind around the sides, and I'm sure you can hear some of that in the mic too. Enormous amount of power on tap. I must remember to blur some parts of the odometer. You know why? I don't want to get into trouble at home. But of course I'm being safe, and only when I see an open stretch am I taking the liberty to open it. Otherwise you've seen me ride extremely slow and steady. Ati bele. Doggy, move to the side. I think one of the heaviest traffics that we've encountered, perhaps also because tomorrow is May Day, and so it's a long weekend for most. So I guess people are using the opportunity to step away, step out of home, drive away, drive out. Oh boy. Vanakkam, Tamil Nadu. The brakes really bite quite hard, and not used to that yet. I'm getting all sorts of practice on this motorcycle, even trying to learn how to crawl through this ridiculous traffic barricade that the cops here have decided to place in the middle of a 6-lane highway that reduces things to just a lane. Well, got a bit of a workout there on my palms. I think because my suspension is set at the lowest level, I can feel a bit of the feedback from the road as I pass over bumps. And the reason why I set it at the lowest is so that I need to get comfortable with this motorcycle first. So this also has an auto suspension setting where it detects the weight. The motorcycle detects the weight that it is carrying, the luggage, the panniers. If there's somebody sitting at the back, and automatically adjust the suspension for an ideal ride depending on the ride mode that you're in. But I've decided to override all that and set it to minimum, just so that I get comfortable with this motorcycle. And I come from the low-tech world, so taking my time getting used to this. I think I'm blabbering on and on and on, and I think this is going to be a slightly longer vlog than usual. But I guess if you're passionate about motorcycles and want to know what an R1250 GS feels like, especially to someone who's never ridden one before, and who's only used to the more retro style of motorcycles like the Harley Davidson Fat Boys, well, this you will find interesting. One of the most crazy things of this motorcycle is the enormous amount of power that you have. So you may be, let's say, cruising alongside someone at 80, and if you want to overtake, the manner in which you overtake may almost cause the person that you're overtaking, the vehicle that you're overtaking, to feel like it's standing still. Such is the enormous amount of power that this has. So especially when you find open roads that the motorcycle eggs you on, and that also is a challenge, I think. On the flip side, you got to be very mindful of the fact that you may be at speeds that may perhaps be a little excessive, a tad excessive. So I guess it's also getting used to the motorcycle. And the other thing with respect to my riding position here is very, very different as opposed to the Fat Boy. So here I'm sitting more upright, and you know, on the Fat Boy it's a more relaxed cruising sort of a position, whereas here it's an upright sort of a riding position. If you've seen some of the older videos when I used to ride with Joe, he would time and again stand up and you know, stretch his legs, and I can now understand why. I mean, it's very comfortable, mind you, but just that if you are used to riding a Fat Boy where the position, the ergonomics are more relaxed, this certainly is a little more, for want of a better word, stiffer in the manner that you sit. But I guess it also, because this motorcycle is so powerful, you probably need that heightened sense of alertness when you're sitting on this, on the saddle here, when you're sitting in the cockpit here. Thankfully things have cooled down a bit and the traffic too has eased. Maybe now's the time to check out the cruise control. Okay, it's on cruise control now, cruising at 90. I can increase it. If I want. I disengage it there because I saw some traffic. And it's back on. My hands are off the handlebar, but I'm not liking this, making me a little nervous. I feel like the motorcycle is taking me for a ride as opposed to me riding the motorcycle. It's also a matter of getting used to things, I suppose. So I think I'll switch cruise control off for now. You can see that display there that goes off. I don't know if you can see that display at all. It's fairly bright, very visible to me. I don't know through the GoPro. And the other thing is, there's absolutely no heat that you feel because the engine is so far ahead. Firstly, it's a liquid cooled engine, and secondly, even the mounting of the engine is such that it's quite a bit of a distance from your legs, so you don't feel any heat at all. So in terms of riding comfort from that perspective, I think it's brilliant. Breakfast stop, Shoolagiri. Wonderful. I've done 58 kilometers on this motorcycle. I'm already feeling very comfortable. When you rev at idle, you can feel a bit of a horizontal push. I guess because the pistons here move horizontally. I don't know. I don't have technical knowledge, but I'm just assuming because I can feel that. This place is packed, super crowded. Ooh. Sri Krishna in pure veg certainly seems to be lacking no customers. Where are we sitting?
Vetri, your favorite food lover something.
Hi, how are you?
He follows you. He used to tell me.
What's your name?
My name is Nikit Uncle.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
What class are you in?
I'm in 5th.
5th standard. Very nice. You speak very good English.
Thanks, sir.
Do well. Olledagli. God bless. Trying to get a table sometimes when things are crowded can be a bit of a challenge. I guess Belle is hungry. I'm not too hungry. But I think here I'll probably make an exception and do a vadai sambar. Vadai sambar, since we're in Tamil Nadu. I was trying to cover that area so that if somebody moves from there, you have to strategize and find a place here. It's always nice to see people enjoying their meals. I think places that are busy will always be busy because I think crowd attracts crowd. And especially on the highway, when places build a tradition over a period of time for the kind of meals that they do, well, that's what people come for. My favorite dish here is a vadai sambar that they do. Very good. Very lentil rich sambar. I love the vadai sambar.
Single vada.
Single vada. With the onions, huh?
Puri masala. Not to put sugar.
Yeah.
It's not too sweet.
It's a little sweet. It's okay. You have to be grateful for small mercies. The fact that we've got a table.
It's very unusual. This is not a breakfast time.
No, but you know what? Today is a long weekend, right? Tomorrow is May Day. So I think people may have probably run some errands yesterday. And today they step out a little late, aram se, you know.
How is you won't feel the undulations on the road, nothing much.
You know, but I think what's happening is because it's kept at the minimal level of suspension, I can certainly feel, there's a bit of feedback that I feel. Once I get accustomed to this, maybe then I will take it to dynamic and then see what happens.
See, what I have noticed is the electronics thing is not too very different. The difference is not too much.
Yeah, but on a Fat Boy,
You don't have it.
there's no electronic.
The difference between urban then you have touring, then you have sport. When it goes to sport mode, it's a beast.
So this is how much bhp now though?
This is 134. The torque is 143, one of the highest. And
So the Fat Boy torque is about 100 Newton meters. See, with this here, what happens is, let's say you're cruising alongside somebody at 80 and then you open it. I mean, the chap in the car or the bike will think that he stands still because that's the amount of power that you get even at 90 or 100, right? That you can easily get to a 140.
but the beauty is it does it very smoothly and neatly.
The one word that I have to describe this motorcycle is refinement. Well, I'm having this vadai sambar after a fairly long time. And what I really like about the vadai sambar here are these, the vengayam, the onions on top. That seals the deal for me. Nodtira. ಹೆಸರೇನು ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮದು?
ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಯ್ಯ ಅಂತ.
ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಯ್ಯ,
ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ನಾವು.
advocate. Actually, I was quite tempted to continue like last time. I didn't eat, right? But I saw some vadai going around. Couldn't resist. What I like in this is a spice that comes both from the green chili and also the pepper, and a soft crunch of the onions.
I saw you in YouTube.
You saw me on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Name?
My name is Kripal, sir. Kripal.
Kripal.
Yeah.
Food lovers today.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Kripal.
Kripal. What's your name?
Raji. This is our in Jadavilla.
Nice, sir. See you, man. Good luck. Nice meeting you. See you. Good luck. See you. Okay, sir. See you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Come on, Dave.
When you click, you can immediately feel that horizontal movement of the engine. Huh? Fog lamp is on. I wonder why it does that. I don't know why. Maybe by default when you switch it on, that fog lamp comes on, is it? And even the lighting is so weird. Like in my Harley, there's one switch. This is like combination. It's like cracking open a safe. No, there's no display that comes. Nothing. Bell told me my fog lamp was on and we switched it off, but I think every time you turn the motorcycle on, it probably comes on. Not sure. Well, that was a good breakfast stop at Shoolagiri. Nice coffee and some vadai sambar with some vengayam, with some, not the chinna vengayam would have been nice, but just the vengayam. I just love the sambar that they do here at Krishna. And good conversation too with Bell, understanding the motorcycle a little more, and some friendly neighbors that we had on the table. Very sweet couple who wanted to invite me home and taste their son's cooking. You know, I feel so blessed that people want me to come over. You know, it's incredible. The fact that they want to invite you home, you know, and prepare a meal for you. He was showing me pictures of his puja room, his house. How sweet. I think riding back, it's not going to be too busy traffic wise. There goes the Ducati. Bell has very astute observational powers when it comes to things like motorcycles, and he had a very valid point. He said this mirror doesn't do justice to the motorcycle that this is. It certainly feels a little restricted, a little small, but I'm enjoying the ride on this beast. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, buddy. I hope to take good care of your motorcycle for as long as you want me to. Just sweet guy. He knows his motorcycle, his baby is in good hands. So anyways, I think that's it for this vlog. We are here at Kurupatapalli. So we should be home in the next 40-45 minutes or so. And I'm going to focus a bit more on getting to know this motorcycle a little better. I think I've done about 62 kilometers already, and I already feel like I know it a fair bit. But I'm going to explore it, experience it a little more as I ride back home. I hope you enjoyed this ride, this motovlog, this perspective of being on the R1250 GS BMW. And of course my perspective is that of somebody who has been riding a Fat Boy or Harley for the longest time. So it's a very different machine, and I think they're at opposite ends of the top end motorcycle segment spectrum. So I plan to do a few rides on this over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for more vlogs on the GS. And of course the Fat Boy will always be my first love, and you will certainly see more on the Fat Boy. Do let me know what you thought of this vlog in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and if you haven't subscribed to the Kripal Amanna Vlogs channel yet, please subscribe. It really helps us in the work that we do. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.